Title: She Vanished. After one text, the disappearance of Maura Murray. What if one text message was the last trace you ever left behind? Imagine your car crashes on a quiet, snowy road. Witnesses see you, and then within minutes you vanish without a trace. No footsteps, no phone signal, no body. For over 20 years, the case of Maura Murray has remained one of America's most disturbing cold cases. And what you're about to hear might change how you think about missing persons forever. On a snowy night in early February 2004, a young woman named Maura Murray vanished under circumstances that remain both mystifying and unsettling. She was a 21-year-old nursing student with a promising future ahead of her. But what happened on that rural New Hampshire road has puzzled investigators, internet sleuths, and psychologists alike for nearly 2 decades. Her car was found crashed. The driver, presumably Maura, was gone. No footprints, no phone calls, no conclusive evidence of where she went or why. On February 9, 2004, Maura emailed her professors, telling them there had been a death in the family and that she would be absent for a few days. In truth, there was no death. She then withdrew $280 from her bank account, visited a liquor store to purchase several bottles of alcohol, and began a solo drive north in her black Saturn sedan. She left behind her dorm, her responsibilities, and what appeared to be the life she had built. What she didn't leave behind, however, were signs of a careful plan or a possible secret. At 7:27 p.m. that evening, police in Haverhill, New Hampshire, responded to a call about a car that had gone off the road. The caller, a local school bus driver, said he stopped and offered help. But the young woman declined, saying she had already called roadside assistance. That statement would later prove to be false. There was no record of any such call. When police arrived shortly after, they found the black Saturn crashed, but no sign of Maura. There were no footprints in the snow leading away from the scene. No nearby houses had seen her. It was like she vanished into thin air. Inside the car, investigators discovered some peculiar details. A wine bottle had spilled across the interior. Her textbooks and personal effects were neatly arranged. The car's radiator had been damaged, rendering it undrivable. And yet, nothing indicated a struggle. No blood, no signs of a hasty departure. Her debit card and cell phone would never be used again. Search teams combed the area with helicopters and dogs. Neighbors were questioned, flyers were posted, and still, nothing. As the days turned into weeks, speculation took hold. Some theorized that Maura had run away to start a new life. She had recently been in trouble for using stolen credit card numbers to order food. Others believed she had been abducted, possibly by a local or a passing motorist. The timing of her disappearance was suspicious, given the lie she told her professors and her emotional state in the days leading up to the trip. One theory suggests she may have been meeting someone, perhaps a secret relationship, or even someone online. Another idea? That she had no intention of being found. Psychologists examining the case have pointed to Maura's recent behavior. Just days before disappearing, she had a breakdown while working her part-time security job on campus. Reports state she sat motionless, unresponsive, and had to be escorted home. Some believe she was suffering from a mental health crisis, possibly dissociative fugue, a rare condition where a person loses awareness of their identity and flees their environment. But even that doesn't explain everything. If Maura had fled intentionally, why leave behind critical supplies, and why pick such a dangerous night to do it? In 2006, skeletal remains were found nearby, but were later determined not to be Maura's. In 2011, the FBI officially joined the case, treating it as a potential homicide. More recently, in 2021, cadaver dogs alerted to a specific spot in the basement of a nearby home. A search was conducted, but again, no evidence was uncovered. In 2023, investigators announced new DNA testing on old evidence. yet the results have not been made public. If you're still watching, let us know. Should police reopen this case at full scale, what angle do you think they've missed? What makes Maura's case especially chilling is how carefully her story toes the line between an intentional escape and a tragic victimization. There's just enough evidence to support either theory and just enough missing to keep us guessing. Online forums, documentaries, podcasts, and YouTube channels have pored over every detail, every anomaly, every timeline, but none have cracked the case. And maybe that's what draws us in. Maybe it's the idea that someone watching, maybe even you, could see what others have missed. If you've made it this far, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into one of the most haunting unsolved disappearances in modern history. We're just getting started here at Digital Dread, and your support helps us uncover more stories from the shadows. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. And tell us in the comments, was Maura Murray a victim, or did she vanish on purpose? Until next time, stay safe, stay sharp, and stay curious.